Hey, what's up? This is Jose, and I wanted to come on here again and talk about some of the ideas that I think are some of the most important concepts to understand if you want to be successful. So remember, this isn't for everyone, and my main intention here is to network with the best people that I can possibly find in the world while also helping out as many people as I can along the way. And so I'm a straight shooter. I like to get straight into the point and leave all the fluff out, so I'll just crack right into it. What was on my mind was this. I was thinking about goals. And I was thinking in particular about two things that have to do with goals, and something that I see time and time again that people are just making major mistakes on. And I see like my clients doing it all the time. I see friends and family doing it all the time. And if you're serious about actually getting to another level in your life where you just have so much more success and just the quality of your life is that much better, this is something that you need to implement right now. And there's two things, right? There's two very simple and direct things that, again, people just overlook all the time, and I would reckon that that's exactly the reason why that you aren't living your life exactly the way you want it to. And so those two things are, I'll just list them off right now. It's number one, intentionality, and number two, accountability. Now, what I'll do now is just sort of break these down really specifically and in detail, so that way you have a really good idea of how you can implement these things each and every day. And the reason this is on my mind right now and that I'm so present to it is because of New Year's, right? So every single year, everyone has New Year's resolutions, right? So everyone they want to lose weight, they want to make more money, they want to have better relationships, they want to travel more, whatever it is, whatever your New Year's resolution is, I can almost guarantee that the majority of you are just not doing it right, okay? And this is something, it's so present to me right now because I just keep seeing it like on my Instagram, and just when I talk to people, they say things, and this is where the intentionality is very key. They say things like, ooh, I want to make more money, or I want to lose weight, or I want to travel more, or I want to connect more with myself, I want to connect more with my network. And on the surface level, those sound good, right? Like everyone wants better circumstances in their life. People want to make more money. Like all those things on the surface level do seem like attainable things and seem like things that are worthwhile. But here's the reason why it's not good enough. You're not being specific. Okay, and this is where the intentionality comes in. Because what happens is when you set a strong intention to get something in your life, the words you speak or the way you speak about those things are way more specific, okay? And when you say something like, let's say, let's just break down money, right? If you say, I want more money, that's my New Year's resolution, I want to make more money. What does that even mean? Like when you're asking the universe and when you're asking for God or whatever you believe, when you are asking for something in return, you have to be really specific about it, right? If you just say a blanket statement, like a very surface level statement, like I want more money, do you want $1, like $1 extra? Do you want $1 million extra? Like who knows, right? And so if you don't have that very specific intentionality about what you want in your life, then you're gonna get like basically whatever's thrown at you, okay? And the chances are it's not gonna be that great because success is difficult, right? If it were easy, everyone could do it. And so if you're not being very specific about what your goals are, chances are you're probably gonna get something mediocre, okay? And again, this is like, it's tragic. It's so frustrating to see, man, because I see time and time again, I even saw it today. I saw someone who said, yeah, I want it was one of my friends, and she goes, oh, I want to get in shape, and then I want to make more money. It's like that's not specific enough. Like you're not being specific. And again, if this is something that you want to take seriously, you have to be really intentional about what you're asking for. And so you need to be very specific. You need to say, oh, I want, like, let's say you make $50,000 a year, you got to say, I want to double my income. Okay, I want to make $100,000 next year. Okay, and let's say you want to lose weight and you want to get in shape. You got to say, I want to lose 15 pounds and I want to get to 6% body fat and I want to have 14-inch, 15-inch biceps, right? When you can be specific like that, it's that much more. What you're doing is you're setting an intention in your brain. And so the sort of the psychological, biological background of this is when you begin to speak in terms of the things you want, you begin to attract them in your life every single day. Okay, so when you talk about something specifically like a goal income or a goal weight that you want to get to, it's that much more real in your brain, and you begin to attract the circumstances and you begin to take action in alignment with those things. Okay, so what this boils down to is it boils down to the words and the thoughts, the words you're saying and the thoughts you are thinking. Okay, and if you're thinking in terms of like, I just want more money, that's not like, it's just not good enough. It's not going to cut it. And so what you need to do is kind of sit down. You need to think about these things in a realistic way. It's like, okay, like let's say if you are making $50,000, you can reasonably say that you can double your income in some way. And so you need to sit down and come up with a game plan and think to yourself, okay, well, how do I double my income? What opportunities do I have near me? What opportunities do I have right now that I can capitalize on, that I can double that income? And same thing like, let's say losing weight, right? Okay, so what opportunities do I have right now that I can take action on in order for me to make sure that I lose that weight? If you want to connect with more people, right? Like that was a big goal for me last year, 2020. I had a really big intention to tap into my network, and so every single week I'd be reaching out to people that I hadn't talked to in years. Okay, and I said like I was so specific about this, and this is it's almost like annoying how methodical I've been about this, but like I literally set an intention. I want to reach out to 3 people in my network that I haven't talked to in over a year. Okay, and so for every week, 3-4 months down the line, I actually kind of stopped doing it because there was just so many people. Like I didn't have enough mental bandwidth in order to be able to communicate with that many people. Humans are adapted to only be a part of tribes of about 150, and I have a pretty big network, so I was really, it was just a little bit overwhelming. But I was already satisfied with my goal, so I didn't necessarily need to overachieve on that one. But let's say for something like income or something like weight or something like personal relationships, yeah, you need to definitely have that level of intentionality and be serious about it, right? Like, how serious are you about your goals if you say something like, I just want to make more money? Like, it's just bullshit. Like, it's bullshit. And the thing about that, like doubling your income, that's not ordinary, right? That's an extraordinary accomplishment to do and to actually achieve into your life. And so it's going to take an extraordinary level of effort, an extraordinary level of thought in order for you to attract that into your life. And you're sure as hell not going to do that by saying, I want more money. Like, let's be serious. Like, let's be real about this. We're talking about your life here. And so that's concept number 1, right? Being way more intentional about your goals, right? I would even urge you to write these things down. Like, literally sit down, and I do this every single year. Around November time, early December time, every single year I do vision planning, where I will literally sit down for 3-4 days at a time, and I'll write out exactly what I want my life to look like next year. This year, like in 2020, I did a 3-day road trip. Right, I paired this up with like a wedding that I had gone to, right? So I went to the wedding, and instead of just flying directly back home, I did a 3-day road trip where I just spent a lot of time by myself and really got to think very, very deeply and specifically about what I want to accomplish this year in 2021. And I would urge you to do something similar, right? Where you just sit down, no distractions, it's you and yourself, and you take some time to reflect. I'll put some supplementary resources at the bottom of this video that you can capitalize on in order for you to kind of have some structure about how you can vision plan a lot better. One of my really good friends, he has a really good system that I use, and again, it's like, that's being intentional, right? When you sit down and you list out exactly what you want your next year to look like, and even do 5 years, even do 10 years. If you can think that specifically about what you want your life to look like, that's exactly what the universe is going to give you, so long as you take consistent action in the direction of those goals, right? There's also a level, you can't be delusional about this. You can't say, I want to double my income and then just go work 40 hours a week, right? Like, you can't say something like, I'm just going to double my income, but I'm not going to work harder at my job, right? I don't want to work any harder. I don't want to do anything extra in order to do that. No. Like, let's be realistic about this. If you actually want to make more money, it's going to require you to do something additional, do something supplementary, go the extra mile in order for you to achieve something like that. So that's idea number 1. Be intentional about this. Number 2 is get some accountability, right? If you could have done these things on your own, you would have done so by now, right? And so let's say your goal income is $100,000 and you're having trouble, let's say maybe you've probably set that goal in the past before, and for some reason you just weren't hitting it, right? When you set these resolutions, if you don't have a sense of accountability, what the statistic is something like 60% of people drop off their New Year's resolutions within the first 2 weeks. The other another 15%, so about 85% of people in their first month completely quit from their resolutions. And so, and I would reckon, again, it's probably because they didn't have any sense of accountability, right? And so when you get someone involved with your goals, it's serious, right? I'm talking about being serious about these things. And when you get someone involved, there's a level of trust that you put into that person. There's a level of there's going to be some sort of negative consequence for you not taking action in alignment with your goals. If I were you, I would even put some money on the line. Okay, so like what I did personally when in 2020, I didn't want to drink any alcohol. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, no alcohol. Okay, and so what I did with one of my best friends, we put $20,000 on the line. Whoever's the first one to drink alcohol, even one sip of alcohol, owed the other one $20,000. And for 7 months, we called it off after July 4th. We both decided, like, we're not going to do it anymore. But for the first 7 months of 2020, I did not have a single sip of alcohol, right? And it's because we put $20,000 on the line. I sure as hell I'm not going to lose $20,000, and I was that committed to the goal, and I got someone else involved to help keep me accountable. Okay, so when it comes to, like, let's say for your goals, if you want to make more money, if you want to have a better physique, if you want to meet more people, if you want to travel more, if you want to, develop better relationships with a network you already have, get someone else involved, right? I would even get a mentor, right? That's what I did for some of my other goals. Right now, one of the biggest things I am working on as well, and so I've been working on it throughout my entire life, but even right now specifically, is my spirituality. I joined a mastermind group of one of the top people in the world for spiritual alignment. Okay, and I joined that mastermind group because of that. The level of accountability in that group is world class, hands down. And it's no secret, it's no reason. There is a very specific reason why they call it the genius generator. Okay, because I'm so tuned in and tapped in with who I am as a person that things like this are just clear to me. It's like I find it like now when you reach this level of consciousness, you find things like intentionality and accountability to be a no-brainer, right? It becomes this thing where it's like, oh yeah, like I should have been doing that the entire time. But you don't know what you don't know until someone tells you. So I'm here to tell you right now, it's like, if you actually are serious about reaching these goals and developing a better quality of life for yourself, it's going to require you to just get someone else involved, right? Put some money on the line. Right, it's that kind of thing, and by the way, like that kind of thing is what builds that almost like that hustler, go-getter mentality. Something where you can challenge yourself and you can actually feel a sense of accomplishment because you got someone else involved. Right, like this is something that I'm really big on with my clients as well. It's called the winner's effect. There's a book about this, where you have a lot of small wins like this, and it literally programs your brain for success. Okay, and if you have someone who's able to kind of help you with that and give you that positive encouragement and give you that feedback, that'll help you reach your goals a lot quicker and really stay consistent with what's actually going to make those things come to life. It just makes it that much more powerful, right? And again, I think the biggest thing about all this is what's the impact that these goals will have on the rest of the people in your life. Like I have such a deeper sense of fulfillment from helping other people than me actually achieving my own goals. Right? Like, think about that. Like, I feel so much more fulfilled from other people reaching their goals than I actually have of reaching my own. Like, it's the weirdest thing, and it's one of those things where you have to experience it in order to really kind of like feel what that means. But like, with my clients or with my family or with my friends, it's so much more meaningful to me to see them step up in their life and even me provide them a deep sense of accountability. Right, because you best believe if you're not actually taking action and you're not staying consistent with what you want to do, I'm going to be on your ass. I'm going to be calling you. I'm going to be texting you to make sure that, like, hey, what's going on? Why are you not doing this? And by the way, that's exactly the kind of people I surround myself with. My circle is full of people who are serious about getting their goals and getting what they want out of life. And so, if we need to call each other out and call each other out on our bullshit, we'll fucking do that. If we need to like just be there, supportive, like emotionally, and just have like a real deep conversation about what's going on in our lives, we'll do that too, right? But the whole thing is getting someone else involved gives you that much more of a chance. It gives you a much higher probability of actually making these things, of actually making your goals come to life. Okay, and so if you don't have someone involved in your life, whether it's someone that you're paying, like a mentor, right? Someone who can help you stay accountable, someone who can literally reprogram your brain for success, right? If you need that in your life, go out and get it. Quick side tangent. I find it absolutely ridiculous when people are like, yeah, like, oh, that mentoring is too expensive. I get this all the time for my mentoring, right? People are like, oh wow, that's way too expensive. Why would you charge that much? Like, why is it so expensive to do something like that with you? And I always get on people's case about this, because that's the relationship you have with money. If you think money is so finite that you can't go out and get some more, it's like that should be your goal right now. Your goal should be to go out and get some more money, because what in that sort of mindset, what you don't understand is time is your most important asset. Time is your most valuable asset. And the thing is, when you pay for a mentor, yeah, like you might be hurting a little bit on the front end, right? For a short period of time, you might have to figure some things out. You might have to move around your expenses. You might have to budget a little bit more tight. But the long-term effect of being that kind of person who achieves their goals and surrounds themselves with the right kind of people to actually make those things come to life is you earn more money, right? You become more confident. You begin to be a more attractive person who doesn't have issues with weight or finances or health or their friends or their family. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that resonates, because again, you'll make that money back, but you will never make that time back. And if you could have done these things on your own, you would have done them by now. And so that's why it's like, I'd rather just pay someone to fucking get me to take action. I'd rather just pay someone the money, and so that way I can get the goal and just continue on to the next adventure in my life. I'm all about experiences. I'm not here to like live my life mediocre. I'm not here to just kind of get by. No, I want to do everything I've ever wanted to do in my life. And the reason I win so much and the reason I get my way is because I've actually gone and gotten some accountability, and I've also been very intentional about the things I do in my life. And I would love for everyone to have that same sort of mentality, right? And so, if this is something that you resonate with, go ahead and start to, the two main things here, the two keys to actually achieving the goals that you want into your life, and especially for a year like 2021, is to be intentional and to get some accountability. And this year is going to be a crazy year, okay? And I'm pretty sure we can all feel that, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree that shit's going to go down this year. And so it's going to require you to be more intentional than ever before, and to surround yourself with the best people that you can possibly find on the planet. Okay, so that's pretty much it for me. Those are my main takeaways in terms of like setting goals. Don't be the kind of person that just says, I want more money, or I want to lose weight. No, like, be specific, right? I want to 2x my income. I want to 3x my income. I want to drop 50 pounds. I want to meet 100 people this year who are influencers or, good at business or good at networking, whatever the case may be. Specifically write those things down, and then get someone else involved who can help you stay accountable and make sure that you are taking consistent action every single day, every single week, every single month, okay? Making sure you're making progress all the time, okay? So that's it for me. Hopefully this resonates. If this is something that you really clicked with, go ahead and comment on this. Ask some questions. I love interacting with you guys. And at the same time, if you know someone who would benefit tremendously from hearing something like this, go ahead and send it to them too. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be dropping a lot more content related to this type of thing. It gets me excited to really speak about it. And I'll talk to you guys soon.